Und was willst du hier? Schauen.
Is that? Lizzie, come here. It's Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there. Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat? I'm not sure.
I know my sister's hat, Lizzie. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
Hier ist ja wahrscheinlich immer noch zu. Wir könnten höchstens schauen, ob wir zu einem Fenster reinkommen. Wenn er wirklich einbrechen will. Das geht anscheinend nicht. Oh. Das könnte gehen, ha?
Here's an open window.
You seem eager to break the law. I approve.
Hm?
It won't
Komm schon.
budge.
Nah, don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
Stärker ziehen.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking. Whoops,
Doch
Daisy.
eh keiner da.
Oh my, Teddy. You're such a sap.
Na, stehst du auf? Eintreten.
Edward Charles Harding, dilettante, world traveler, cat burglar.
A cat burglar would, by definition, enter a building on a higher
Jeez.
floor.
The state of this
Oh,
place.
Betty,
Edward,
I hope you weren't here when...
is this blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Barne
Well,
Morde.
that's all right then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Child murder. Edward, they murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
I'm not sure how I feel about being in here.
Don't be ridiculous. We're all alone. What else do you suggest we do?
Einfach mal überall hintatschen.
It's the same photograph as in the
Johan's
farmhouse, but
gone. At least, I assume he's the one who's been... snip.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother.
Mach mal schon mal auf. Geht's hier rein? Da war der Hut drin, glaube ich, ne?
Damnation. The hat's in here.
Damnation.
Calm down, old boy. Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else
Da
is
war
in
noch
here?
eine Tür.
There could be more clues.
All right. Okay. Everything's Jake.
Kasse.
We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way
this
through
offen.
that door.
Nicht verschickte Briefe.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June, and they received my letter from July.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
So.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
S-O-S.
Was Neues? Ne.
Oh boy. If only this thing worked. We could order a boat to come get us. Or, even better, order some hot grub.
Und rot.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime?
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
Gott.
It's from Simon. Yai put it means I put. Nøkkel is key. Casa. I don't know what that word means.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
Kassa war doch die Kasse, die wir da vorhin gesehen haben.
Casa.
So that's what it means. Cash register.
Kann ich die aufmachen? Ja.
You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house.
Wir brauchen erstmal den Schlüssel.
Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Wenn es hier nichts gibt, Geld brauchen wir momentan eh nicht. Genau, das gehört so. Wieso kann ich nicht beides nehmen? Kann ich die nochmal öffnen? Nee. Oh, hier ist noch ein Zettel. Eine Liste.
Why would
Verräter.
Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way. Why else keep a list of undesirables?
Okay. Naja. Tada, es speichert.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
Zettel wollte ich gerade
What's
sagen.
that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann
The
thought...
mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you a million clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
Ja, ich meine es auch ernst. Warte mal, ich weiß nicht, worum du gehst. Können wir hier raus? Ist es schön. Wir gehen mal aus dem Haus raus und wird von so einer schönen Landschaft empfangen. Oh, ich liebe das. Ja, Moment. Ich muss gerade staunen.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Hart.
Ist die da hoch? Da oben ist sie. Hier hinten ging es doch nicht hoch, ne? Achso,
Come on,
jetzt
it's
schon.
an easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy?
Ja,
Start
einfach.
acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this. Whoopsie-daisy.
Oh, Moment. Die Aussicht.
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being
Moment.
morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for betting, not because some girl
Edward.
got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. Please look at me when I'm talking to you.
Was? Ja.
Please look at me when I'm
Will die auch
talking
noch
to you.
frech? Was ist denn? Dann rede auch.
You've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Kann ich jetzt kurz noch mal schauen? Dankeschön. Ich finde das so toll. Ja.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it. Can you move the rock aside?
Eine Puppe.
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong in a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath?
Warte mal, hier war
Do you
noch.
follow the
Kann
same
ich jetzt
path,
mal
Betty?
angucken. Da war noch eine
Or am I
Blumenvase.
just stumbling through darkness?
Auch gefährlich. Wir haben den Brocken einfach in die Mitte gelegt. Hier hoch war richtig, ne? Glaub schon. Moment. Ich habe eine Ziege gehört. Wo war die Ziege?
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
One
Oh,
second.
teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell? Seeing as you're so concerned about me falling out of trees, I wouldn't want to risk falling off a cliff.
If she fell headfirst on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight, and Betty's still... You're still out there.
Ist da wieder irgendwas zum Zeichnen? Nee, ne?
Lissy, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you there?
Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
This is just ghastly. What made him do this? How long has he been...
From the state of the body, perhaps a couple of weeks. It depends on temperature and humidity, of course.
What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself? Sorry. Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact.
Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. It's tragic, but really none of my
Oh,
concern.
Betty, Betty, Betty. Always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Anyway, what if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
Kann es sein, dass sie irgendwas gegen Betty hat? Der weiß sie mehr als wir.
What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs. Try loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far.
Aber ich stimme mir zu. Wir sollten die Leiche runter.
I'm going to be
Dramatisch.
sick. I can't do this.
Du schaffst
Yes,
das.
you can. Teddy,
Die Baum mit.
Edward, I know you can. You've been through much worse.
Bin ich das?
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
She was probably murdered.
And you think Simon did it?
Your guess is as good as mine. It could have been an accident.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
Mhm. Ach, wir sind in der Küche, ja eben. Den konnten wir vorher nicht lesen.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Yes, and it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
Ich würde jetzt mal sagen, wir kommen jetzt doch bestimmt hoch. Ich möchte mich jetzt kurz da oben ein bisschen umschauen. Kannst du hier bleiben? Ja, es geht. Oh, das ist schön. Hier war ein Buch. Huch. Achtzehnter September. Die dann kurz hintereinander gestorben? Nee, weiter kann ich nicht umblättern. Geh immer mit Escape raus. Rechte Maustaste ist das. Wollen wir zu. Du gehst das Lesen da unten nicht weg. Vielleicht, weil ich mal aus Versehen ins Windows gekommen bin. Ist schön. Sind es echte Kerzen? Wäre komisch, wenn die brennen würden. Oh, das ist auch schön. Da steht jemand. Was ist denn das? Brot. Ah. Puppen. Gibt's nicht viel zu entdecken. Da gehe ich gleich mal raus. Oh, da kommen wir gar nicht rein. Steht aber auch nichts dran. Das? Wie ein Gästezimmer oder wie? Die haben überall Schiffe. Ja, nur, dann gehen wir mal wieder runter. Mehr Zimmer gibt es ja hier oben nicht. Oh. Die Kirche. Die Auffahrt ist schon ein bisschen creepy. Ach, die wartet immer noch. Hatten wir ja schon, ne? Das wird das Gleiche sein. Oder?
It's almost painful to look at this photograph now. Their whole world fell apart. Ugh, I can't bear to think about it. Do you think Simon killed Ruth?
It's not important what I think.
I don't know what to believe. Sometimes children do monstrous things. Now that we know what happened to Ruth, this empty house is even spookier.
It's a house, nothing more.
You know better than most that souls can linger. Especially if they died
There's
in...
no such thing as a soul.
life force, ghost, whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The only ghosts are in our minds.
Says you.
The two brothers married twin sisters, Anna and Margaret Taylor. That's the Grausige stave church behind them.
All those hopes and dreams, ground to dust by misfortune.
Den hatte ich schon. Geh immer mit Escape raus. Lern's nicht. Das hatte ich auch schon alles, ne?
The mine must have been a big deal for Greywoke.
Grausige. An opportunity to do more than live hand to mouth.
What a blow it must have been to lose it all. It's the same photograph we saw in the store.
Except this one's whole.
So the brother who owns the store
Frederick.
was angry with Johann before Ruth. Because
Because of the mine. It all comes back to the mine. Johann and Frederick Fretland. Thick as thieves, before things took a turn.
don't you always say that much of our pain is self-chosen?
I wonder about that.
Ah.
These headlines make more sense now. Johann sells his share, and the cave-in occurs shortly thereafter, killing 3 people.
Including the younger brother.
The investor pulls out, leaving Frederick with the bills.
Oh, I feel awful for everyone. Losing a brother, losing the business.
There were no happy endings here.
Und auch noch diesen Hut, ja eben. Den hat er die ganze Zeit mit sich
What are you
rumgetragen.
doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy
Not now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
Wo schläft die eigentlich die ganze Zeit? Legen wir uns hin.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.